So welcome everybody. Welcome to the Procter & Gamble Ventures and SkyDeck Pitch Challenge. This is going to be a very exciting event. We're going to hear from 10 amazing startups who've been culled from quite a robust list of applicants. I'm Caroline Winnett. I am the Executive Director of Berkeley SkyDeck. And it'd be my great pleasure to welcome our colleagues from Procter & Gamble. We have Julie Setzer, who is the head of R&D for Procter & Gamble Ventures. We also have Alan Goldstein, who is the managing director for Procter & Gamble Ventures, who are the inspiration behind today's event. And then our fourth judge is John Tang. He is the managing director of the Berkeley SkyDeck Fund. So the four of us will be hearing these wonderful pitches, and as will you, in Procter & Gamble Ventures' quest for very new, interesting things. They're looking for new products. They're looking for things that can help solve problems for consumers. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about SkyDeck for those of you who aren't familiar with us, and maybe this is your first time here. Berkeley SkyDeck is UC Berkeley's startup accelerator and incubator. We have about 140 startups in our program right now. We have a 6-month program for acceleration. We take companies from all over the world and also from our sister campuses, the 10 UC campuses, and of course from UC Berkeley. We accelerate and incubate those teams. The Berkeley SkyDeck Fund, Sean's fund, invests in them. And we look for great innovations that can really solve big problems. And our fund shares half of the fund profits with campus. So we're building something to find innovation and then bring the revenue from that wonderful innovation to support education. So that's what we do at Berkeley, and we're always on the hunt for interesting startups. FYI, applications for Berkeley SkyDeck are open right now. So if you have a startup and you're interested, please check out our website and see what our program is like. So, so today is about startups. So, but before we start, would love to hear from our Procter & Gamble friends here. And I'd like to introduce Julie Setzer, who's going to talk about Procter & Gamble Ventures and what is that? And what are they looking for? And what was the genesis for today? Julie has been the head of R&D for Procter & Gamble Ventures for 5 years now, has seen a lot of innovations. She's also a Cal alum, go Bears. So everybody, please, a Zoom welcome for Julie Setzer.
Hi. Hi, everyone. As Caroline said, I'm the head of R&D for P&G Ventures. And just a little bit about P&G Ventures. As Caroline said, we're basically an early stage startup studio within the Procter & Gamble company. And our mission is to create consumer products that solve big consumer pains, big consumer problems in the world in new categories, either by creating new categories or entering categories where P&G currently doesn't compete with, vastly superior products that solve, pains that are currently not resolved for consumers today. And we do that. Our belief is that the way we're going to bring the technical innovation, the kind of scientific breakthroughs that are required to solve these problems is really by collaborating and bringing the best of startups, entrepreneurs, and inventors together with the best of Procter & Gamble. And so really we're super excited to be collaborating today with UC Berkeley's SkyDeck. It goes without saying that Berkeley has a rich history of advancing science and technology. And I'm really excited to see how we can marry that with Procter & Gamble's 180-year history of innovation and brand building. And so, Caroline, as you said, I'm really excited to hear what the 10 startups that are pitching today have to say today.
Wonderful. Thank you, Julie. So startups, start your engines, get your PowerPoints ready. How this is going to go is the startups are going to pitch one after the other. We won't waste time with any remarks in between. They'll just get going. There'll be 5-minute pitch for each startup, no Q&A. So sit back and enjoy, and please welcome for our very first startup, AI Care. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Caroline, and thank you very much for SkyDeck and P&G Ventures today. It's an honor today to present iCare, which tries to provide the right care, right time, right place, and only to those who need it, and thus precision care for everyone. Our mission is to enable home monitoring of physical activity through a machine learning and big data analytics in the cloud to monitor physical activity, which will optimize home care and allow effective telemedicine. We deploy a real-time activity tracking and trending platform to personalize the algorithm, predict clinical outcome, enable early intervention. Currently, we are deploying this technology at Stanford Hospital, which is an IRB-approved clinical trial of 140 patients. So our objective is to predict healthcare outcome at home using physical activity, which is known to reduce cardiometabolic and dementia risk, which prevents chronic disease, and it's considered fourth vital sign after heart rate, blood pressure, and temperature. We have shown at Stanford that we could employ smartphone to monitor cardiovascular health, demonstrated feasibility to use wearable in a large-scale real-life data publication. But we decided that we want to take this one step further and actually see whether we could impact the healthcare delivery system by reducing acute ER visit and hospital readmission. That would lead to significant cost savings, of course, advance patient health, and promote prevention. And so our solution was to develop low-cost technology to bridge the socioeconomic divide. We developed this wrist sensor, which we call Rock Band, which allows 24/7 real-time data collection, battery life for 2 months, it's water and shock proof. It's paired with an iPhone to enable Bluetooth, cellular, and Wi-Fi connectivity, which then connects with a server in the cloud, which allows wireless web services. We employ clustered computer technology and enable open API, interfaces with our AI engine for machine learning, behavior analysis, anomaly recognition, and we have iPhone app, which allows user-friendly interface for remote monitoring, measure the activity, and abnormal activity warning. And this is done to make the human connection as meaningful as possible. We employed nudge technology to generate AI activity questionnaire. We also enable targeted video conferencing and visit if necessary, ultimately to enable early intervention from home. And this is all based on our ability to predict clinical outcome based on physical activity data that we generated over 2.5 years on 17,000 person days. And what we generated was that physical activity shown in the blue line on the top. It represents your activity during an active phase when you're standing, walking, sitting. The orange line represents your physical activity during a resting phase, mostly when you're lying down. If your activity during an active phase, the blue line on the top is more than 60% of the day, and the resting phase is less than 40% of the day, every patient remained healthy. However, when these two lines converge, meaning your activity during an active phase falls below 60, and during a resting phase goes above 40, meaning you're doing more when you're lying down, every single patient died. So how do we apply this? We thought this best application for patients in transition to enable personalized and connected home care. So this is a patient, for an example, who's discharged from the hospital. We deploy the monitoring system. We can tell the personal activity trend. And if there's an activity decline, like I showed you in the earlier slide, they'll provide early detection and issue the nudge technology-based intelligent questionnaire. And this will decide whether the patient should try to seek outpatient intervention or not. Usually this is the most difficult step for family members to decide what to do with their loved ones. And so we hope that we were able to present to you how we could innovate home care and to collaborate with P&G Life Lab and work with visionaries such as Mr. Philip Duncan and to be able to manage patients who are discharged from the hospital, from the ER, from the urgent clinic, and specifically COVID patients at home who are the most vulnerable. So thank you very much, and I hope we were able to share our vision at iCare to enable precision home care. Thank you.
I'll go next. Hi, I'm Amy Lee, founder and CEO of Contra Labs. Now, what do these famous people all have in common? We all struggle with hearing loss. And while I'm not as famous as any of these people, I too have hearing loss. 44 million Americans, or 1 billion people worldwide, have hearing loss in both ears. Half of us are working age and younger. The hearing loss market is similar to vision loss at $26 billion in the US alone. But while nearly 100% of people with vision loss wear lenses, only 20% of people with hearing loss wear hearing devices. Why? I can tell you from wearing hearing aids for over 26 years that this process is broken. To get a pair of hearing devices today, the average customer has to spend $5,000 per pair and over 10 hours through multiple in-office appointments just to tune. Many times they still sound awful. I felt frustrated, confused, and isolated going through this process. Now, how do we solve these problems? Well, the key is that it actually doesn't matter which hearing device I use, whether it's earbuds, hearing aids, hearables. It just has to be personalized to my needs and preferences. If only there was a software platform that could do this. Our patented speech-based technology is the only technology that correctly measures personalized sound profiles on consumer-grade devices, and we do it in just 3 minutes. We are also the only technology that enables people to directly optimize their hearing aids at home. Our test is based on improving perception of speech, which is what we care about and what every person with hearing loss wants. We are not building hardware, but rather are partnering with multiple manufacturers to white label the devices. Now, hearing is complex. Each person hears differently across low, mid, high frequencies with inputs of soft, mid, and loud volumes. And hearing can also change based on the environment or on a daily basis or from other circumstances. It is challenging to accurately set all of these parameters. We have done this, and we have patented a hearing test that is a comparison test similar to the modern day vision test that allows the user to experience the actual lens or hearing profile to hear clearly, and it does not exist today. What's so great is that we have shortened something that takes half an hour in a physical location with follow-ups into just 3 minutes. It's short, it feels like a fun game, and actually allows the user to experience just how clear their hearing will be with our solution with their own earbuds. So this is really valuable. It's a consumer at-home experience that does not exist today. Users try before they buy to drastically decrease acquisition costs. Our Facebook conversion rates are promising, with cost per click at 50 cents and estimated CAC at about $100. We've sourced off-the-shelf premium devices from a leading German manufacturer and integrated our software on top to create a best-in-class direct-to-consumer solution, which we confirmed with initial user testing. In a blinded test of 28 people, users ranked us as higher than the current state of the art and would recommend us to a friend at an average score of 9 out of 10. Our upfront fee and monthly subscription is so much better than the traditional model and covers everything: the devices, extra monthly parts like monthly batteries, as well as unlimited access to our patented technology that the customer can access anytime, anywhere. This gives the customer the peace of mind that we are hearing as clearly as we possibly can every day. We are building a solution that customers will love with the community, and we get to be with them through their lifetime journey of hearing clearly. Our LTV to cost ratio is very healthy at 4:1. Our payback period is immediate. With our automated methodology, we are able to scale. Our competition in this space addresses only the served 20%. Our customers in the 80% are looking for a quality solution that is easy to access. And we will win the 80% untapped market because we are providing the first best-in-class direct-to-consumer solution. Our unique market insights combined with deep technical expertise has enabled our team to move quickly and grow. I have a Stanford MBA with product and operational experience, including from the hearing aid industry. Matt has 10 years of machine learning experience. Kevin is the director of audiology at Harvard, and Austin is the lead audiologist at Stanford. We have multiple patents granted and are currently doing a beta with our first customers. We're extending our current round to take us through a successful US launch by the end of this year with one partner to continue to be on track to reach 10,000 customers and 10 million yearly revenue by the end of 2021. We've raised almost $1 million, including from SkyDeck, and we would love to meet people who share our vision. After struggling through many hearing aids that didn't work for her, our user cried when she tried our technology because she finally found something that worked. Let's empower 1 billion people to hear clearly. We are Concha Labs. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Amy. Next up, we have LAAF.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zain. I am from LAF, Live Active and Agony Free. Now, the UC school system has about 285,000 students. Now, imagine if in 1 year, they were all addicted to opioids, or they all died due to complications from being overweight or obese. Both of these things happen to roughly the same number of people every single year. And we are here to put an end to that. We are LAF, and our mission is to organically relieve pain and encourage a healthy and active lifestyle. Our focus is chronic foot pain and physical inactivity. 80% of Americans experience foot pain every year. Almost 40% use opioid painkillers, which don't address the root cause of pain. 66% are overweight. Inactivity and pain are unavoidably linked. Existing solutions to this pain are expensive and ineffective. There is no central repository of pain management information, and people do not know how to effectively treat their pain. We detect the root cause of pain using an intelligent insole with embedded pressure sensors to measure and analyze data. Using machine learning and artificial intelligence, we provide personalized, comprehensive solutions while monitoring activity over the lifetime of our customer. Take a retail employee whose feet hurt from walking and standing 9 hours a day. When they put on our insole, they feel immediate relief because the insole itself is supportive. But more importantly, the insole constantly monitors their foot pressure and gait. The insole provides the same fitness tracking capabilities as other wearables like Fitbit and Garmin, but beyond that, it detects any abnormalities, and our app will offer a solution in turn, like certain exercises. We monitor this customer's progress and healing by tracking exercises performed and by linking this customer to a network of podiatrists, allowing for continued interaction. And so a cycle of detecting, analyzing, and providing solutions to pain repeats itself. Our surveys narrowed our target market to students between the ages of 18 and 24, 54% of whom are interested or very interested, and corporate workers between the ages of 25 and 34, 79% of whom are interested or very interested. These groups represent 87 million people in the US. Surveys done by PwC show that more and more consumers and workers are desiring smart wearables. 63% of consumers believe that smart wearables will reduce obesity, 70% believe they will increase life expectancy, and 62% believe that they will reduce health insurance premiums. So LAF fits between two growing consumer wearable and insole industries. We have an internationally diverse and uniquely skilled management team composed of a financial expert, a doctor, and a data analyst, myself, Go Bears. Our advisors come from a wide range of disciplines at reputable companies. A former VP of innovation at Adidas, former CEO of a Pakistani tech fund, former lead on footwear materials at Nike, an AI expert from the top Pakistani tech college, and access to a network of podiatrists and physiotherapists. Our partners are a mix of various elite educational institutions like the University of Pennsylvania and George Brown Technical College. We have done extensive research on our competition and plan to outflank them in the features they have as well as the ones they lack. The high initial cost, the need for a multifaceted team, and the need for an IP present challenges for new entrants into this business. Risks we are working on addressing including funding issues, data security, and fluctuations in the exchange rates of the dollar, Pakistani rupee, and Chinese yuan. We plan to target our primary market through schools, universities, and corporate wellness programs. Partnerships with small businesses like fitness centers and podiatrists will help us reach their clientele. Finally, we will use overall awareness marketing on social media to target the general population directly. Assuming a conversion rate of 2% and a churn rate of 20%, We expect to accelerate our growth between years 3 and 5 with initial profits in year 3. Using conservative estimates for our customer base, we focus years 2 and 3 specifically on the Philadelphia region and the East Coast. In year 4, we expand nationwide, and year 5 internationally. We estimate a customer acquisition cost of about $80 and a customer lifetime value of about $550 over a 5-year span, based around our ideal customer who purchases an insole, pays for premium data, and makes regular bookings and purchases through the app. Our business model relies on multiple sources of revenue, coming from customers, suppliers, and third parties. We collect not only cash, but also data directly from the customer's feed. We anonymize that data and plan to sell to third parties for their own market research needs. We provide exposure to suppliers through our connected platform, where we mediate the relationship between customers and suppliers. When suppliers provide goods and services directly to the customer, we take a referral service fee, for example, for appointment bookings. We will also offer customers an opportunity to upgrade to premium data features such as sport-specific metrics, stamina analysis, and integration with health insurance providers. These premium services are not necessary for pain identification. They only specifically fulfill the needs of being a quality fitness tracker. Using our diverse services, we will effectively provide solutions to chronic foot pain and inactivity. These are a list of our references. I encourage you all to laugh, live active, and agony-free. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Laugh. Next up is Leaf Therapeutics.
Thanks, everyone. I'm Rohan from Leaf Therapeutics. We're a smart patch for wellness and for mental health. So I'll share a little bit more about why we are so excited about Leaf and the kind of overall market that we're in. So if you look at stress, we're really in a phase in our country and elsewhere in the world where we have kind of entered a national crisis. There are 40 million Americans who have stress and anxiety. The US yearly bill for stress is around $300 billion. And the CDC actually released some statistics yesterday that showed that stress, anxiety, and depression are actually up 3.5 times based on last year, just because of the kind of condition that we're in with COVID-19. And so we really need some type of solution. And my background is as a neuroscientist. I was at Harvard and Stanford studying mindfulness and the brain. So how is it that mindfulness techniques, meditation, actually affect our mental health and our physical health? And what I found there was really interesting, and it's sort of the story of this interesting biomarker called heart rate variability, or HRV. And that's not in the brain, but it's in the heart. And what it reflects is really not only what we were seeing in meditation training, but also sort of a diagnostic indicator for your state of stress, your mental health, and even your physical health. And so we took a journey to the Himalayan mountains to meet some of these long-term monks who have lived practicing meditation for thousands of years and recorded their heart rate variability, their heart rate, this biomarker, and used it to create a product called the Leaf Smart Patch. And I'll share a little bit more about this kind of breakthrough product with you now. So Leaf is a discrete patch. It's only a few millimeters thick. It fits underneath your clothing. No one knows you're wearing it. It has a patented biorhythm technology built into it. And what that does is basically allow you to feel this biomarker, HRV, in real time and learn to control it through our training process. And what is really cool about that is we're able to, because this is a wearable device and with some new AI techniques, actually personalize the device to you. So it knows when you're getting stressed and it can intervene in that exact moment without anyone knowing that anything's going on by communicating to you through your vibration. And that vibrational interface in Leaf allows you to, when you're giving a presentation like this, when you have maybe a difficult conversation coming up, when someone's cut you off, driving through rush hour traffic, to instantly understand where your physiology and your kind of stress state is, and then learn to self-regulate through breathing and biofeedback in the moment. And so we accompany our wearable device with an 8-week digital training program through an app. The app has been made with Stanford psychologists and researchers who include the best in class for wellness and for psychological health, including thought records, assessments, relaxation interventions, and mindfulness training. We've also gone through a clinical trial where we showed in just 8 weeks that we were able to take people who had really high anxiety and actually drop them below the threshold for clinical anxiety just by using our device and our program. We have some great early traction. We were the #1 most popular wearable on Kickstarter, where we raised around $400,000. We have thousands of customers around the world. We have a consumer product as well as a clinical product that's an FDA medical device. And that FDA medical device is now covered by insurance and available through a telehealth prescription as well. So we made a ton of progress with Leaf, but one of the greatest things that we get from working in this space is that we actually get to change people's lives in a meaningful way. And this is one of our early users who wrote us this message after using our product. And I think oftentimes we in business are trying to create a product that gets out there to as many people as possible. But I really feel with Leaf, we have an opportunity to help people and change lives. And so I welcome any questions, and would love your help as we kind of take that mission to the next phase.
Thank you, Leaf Therapeutics. Next up, we have Neurohacker Collective.
Mark, you're on mute.
Thank you very much, Sybil. Just want to give everybody a Venn diagram to put in their minds. We're imagine 3 circles. In the very top, we're a scientific product company. In the lower left, we're a community online. And in the lower right, we have a deep expertise in direct-to-consumer sales and marketing. So that's the intersection for the Neurohacker Collective that I'd like you to see this deck through. We're a mission-driven company. Our focus is really on advancing human quality of life. We're relentless in pursuit of that mission. The market that we address is massive. It's a $4.2 trillion market. Each of these bubbles represent billion-dollar markets, and we tend to operate at the edge of a subset of those. The direct-to-consumer sales and marketing of supplements is disrupting the sort of retail marketplace. And that's happening faster now post-COVID than ever before. Each of these articles gives an example of evidence in that direction. At the very bottom, I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that the biohacking marketplace is growing at 18% CAGR. And that's evidence of a lot of what we've been hearing here today, which is people understand that they can optimize their lives by optimizing their diet. We create products that have a phenomenal lifetime value. You can see the curves from a variety of our cohorts over the history of the company. We're still very early stage, but our lifetime values are clearly up and to the right and growing in intensity, which is something we take a lot of pride in. Our business model is subscription driven. On the right-hand side, you can see the cost of acquisition is moving downward. And what that does is allow us to expand the business and grow. The lifetime value from our products turns out to be close to $500. Here's a series of the products that we've launched over the last few years. We started in cognition. We moved in through longevity. Now we're moving into immunity and sleep-related products. So we tend to operate at the margins and create purpose-built supplements that help people transform their lives. We're penetrating a broad spectrum of markets now, and we're moving into wholesale and retail. And we have a clear opportunity to continue to grow. Our product strategy allows us to launch premium products across categories, much like Apple did. We can move across categories with our approach. When I get into I'm a business guy, so when I get into our product approach, you'll understand that it's not my competency, but you'll also be able to see that we're unique and innovative. We're expanding the markets and we're growing globally. Right now, 95% of our sales happen in the US, but they're growing internationally. I think I'll move through the products and leave those for another day. Our approach to science is deep and very, very clear and committed. Our lead comes from Bristol Myers Squibb, but he's complemented by a naturopath and a very holistic approach. Our science team does over a year of research prior to launching any new product. And that research helps us take advantage of what's cutting edge and what's leading edge and what's proven to be most effective to help solve problems in a very purpose-driven way. So when we look at cognition, we look at the way that the body's pathways intersect. When we look at longevity, currently we're looking at the NAD intersecting cycles, and that allows us to create stacks. Usually our products have 25 to 40 ingredients in them, and those are all carefully selected and titrated in balance in order to create a product which is an order of magnitude more effective than anything else in the market in its category. As a result, it's quite easy for us to launch at the top of categories, and then we build less expensive products and move down into lower spots. We work with a community online of over 5,000 biohackers who voluntarily enjoy the opportunity to experiment with our products early stage. That gives us real world data, which is a replacement for early double-blind placebo control studies, which are incredibly expensive. But we've already invested in our first double-blind placebo-controlled study in cognition after having a product in market for more than a year. So this allows our business model to be extremely profitable as well as extremely successful. Our community is a who's who of the influencer marketplace, includes Ben Greenfield, Dave Asprey, and names in the biohacking movement, as well as leading MDs, PhDs, and psychiatrists and psychologists. Our organic traffic is growing consistently year over year. We have a podcast that's growing in popularity and helps us maintain that very large and growing community that wants to play and experiment with our products as they come out. Just some more names from our community. Lots of fluffy press. We have a phenomenally experienced startup team. Most of us come from taking companies public, and a few of us come from big company. Our founders are heart-driven. James Schmachtenberger is our CEO and is extremely passionate. The business was built on his personal experience, and so he brings the mission to work every day. I think I'll leave you on this slide. You can see that our initial sales are successful. We can see an easy path to a $100 million business. We did $8 million in revenue last year. We plan to do close to 12 this. We're profitable and have been for more than a year.
All right, Mark, we're out of time. Just wrap it up.
I'm all done. Thank you.
Caroline, I think you're on mute.
Thank you, Neurohacker Collective. Next up, we have Uli Care.
Thank you, Caroline. My name is Andy Chen, and we are Uli Care, regenerative science for skincare, using biotechnology to create the next generation of topical scar products. Oops. When we think about scars, it's an enormous market. It's a huge problem with no real effective solutions. In the United States, every year, there are 138 million new cases of scars across acne, C-sections, trauma, and surgery, and we spend $11 billion, mostly on topical scar products, with a little bit of spend on cosmetic procedures, and yet physicians think that none of this stuff really works, and they really see the demand for an effective topical scar product. This is Jessica Whited, professor of stem cell and regenerative biology at Harvard, and that is an axolotl salamander. She spent the last 15 years of her life focused exclusively on this animal, which has been known for the last 150 years to be the best example of regeneration in animals that are closely related to human. But it wasn't until 2018 that its genome was sequenced and that we were able to elucidate in our laboratory the molecular and genetic mechanisms behind how this animal is able to regenerate. If you amputate its arms, heart, brain, and spinal cord, it will all grow back without any scars. But it wasn't until her son had a traumatic bike accident that left bone protruding from his face that Jessica realized that the research she was doing in her lab needed to be commercialized and translated to a topical scar product for consumers. The axolotl is truly nature's solution to scarring, to scarless healing. It regenerates arms, brain, heart, and spine without scars, and it does this by staying in a juvenile state, much in the same way that babies are able to heal better or humans are better able to heal as babies than adults. Because its genetics and anatomy are similar to us, we were able to identify those genes that are responsible for scarless healing and have since patented them and scaled vegan, cruelty-free manufacturing of recreated axolotl DNA and protein. We've been able to demonstrate that our molecular factors inhibit completely the formation of myofibroblasts, which are the bad cell types that cause scarring, as well as increase fibroblast regeneration over 50% as fast, and increases expression of healthy collagen, antioxidant, and anti-scarring genes by over 400%. We've demonstrated that our product is completely safe in consumer human trials and have just begun a beta consumer trial with 30 individuals. So these are actually before and after pictures just 5 days after using the product on acne scars. Uli Care is presenting patented OTC cosmetic products leveraging regenerative biology for new and old scars. When we think about the competitive landscape, we realize it's really a twofold opportunity. The topical products that exist in the market, like Mederma, is just onion extract. It's ineffective and non-scientific, and we seek to completely replace those products. On the other side of the scar market, medical procedures are invasive, painful, and expensive. And while we're not directly competing, a large segment of that population is driven to these procedures just because the topical products don't work. And we seek to capture that segment as well. Our go-to-market strategy creates sticky consumers with an initial direct-to-consumer strategy utilizing organic growth of our content and blog marketing, as well as extremely active and passionate social media support groups for scarring. We recently had an investment with a physician partner at Summit Medical Group, which is the largest chain of private practices in the country that will allow us to generate our medical brand positioning, as well as ARR and high lifetime value. In late 2021, we'll expand strategically to retail, including following CVS's expansion of its beauty segment. Our World Expert team consists of Peyton Kutlis with previous experience in VC and healthcare-focused private equity, myself, the first hire at C16 Biosciences and a bioinformatics master's graduate from the Whited Lab, as well as Professor Whited, world expert on axolotl regeneration, MIT PhD, and professor of regenerative biology at Harvard. Our advisory board consists of entrepreneurs who have brought public biotech companies and cosmetic companies, physician entrepreneurs, and professors at MIT Sloan and Harvard Business School. Over the past year, we've identified and patented cosmetic non-FDA peptides, as well as demonstrated their efficacy. The specialty life sciences IP firm that we've used, the partner even deferred our costs and made a cash investment. We've readied our entire supply chain for bioactive and cosmetic manufacturing for our go-to-market over the coming year. We're currently raising $1 million, of which $185,000 is raised through Mass Challenge, Delta V, Dormium Fund, and Biotech Angels. And we're creating the first regenerative biology OTC products for scars, with more D2C products in personal care in the future using genomics, with an enormous market, world-class team, a patented portfolio, and ready to go to market. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wonderful. Next we have pedicure.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Tao and I'm the CEO of Pedicure. We help older adults put their best foot forward with our innovative nail trimmer. So how did we get here? It all started with my amazing grandma who raised me from day one. As I grew up, our roles reversed and I started taking care of her. In this photo, she was in a wheelchair and needed help with daily tasks like dressing and taking care of her own hygiene, including nail trimming. But once COVID hit, it wasn't safe for me or anyone else to be her caretaker. I knew that now, more than ever, we needed to build so our grandparents could live independently. And that's where this all started. Think about the last time that you trimmed your nails, probably in a position just like this. I take my flexibility for granted, but for many seniors, this is no easy task. We wanted to understand this problem, so we interviewed over 100 older adults, and we started to hear the same things. Seniors can't reach their feet nails, but they want to be as independent as possible. They usually rely on relatives or podiatrists to accomplish this task for them, but due to the pandemic, these alternatives are simply not safe or possible. That's where we come in. We built Pedicure, a toenail trimmer designed for reach. We have 4 key competitive advantages. For one, we cut in-person contact and we maximize the convenience and affordability of being able to do this task in your own home. We also designed to maximize comfort for a very satisfying personal care experience. Take a look at how it works. First, you turn on the device and you place your foot on the base. Next, you slide the extension arm into the guided track of the base and begin trimming. Inside the trimmer is a replaceable grinder, which files down the nail, and we plan to sell this as refills to be replaced every 6 months. The trimmer avoids skin contact and only trims the nail. Nail filings can be emptied from the collector for maximum hygiene. After rigorous patent searching, we're confident that no product like Pedicure currently exists. The existing clippers just don't work. Pedicure is safe because the trimmer can't cut skin. It also works efficiently to trim even very thick nails. It's easy and intuitive, even for our users with shaky hands. Finally, since toes aren't very flexible, the head of the trimmer is designed to separate toes. All of these proprietary elements are covered in our 2 utility patents, which cover over 30 claims. We will sell the trimmer at $30 with $8 refills. Since both our trimmers and refills are proprietary, customers will have to purchase the refill from us. We're projecting a 15-year customer lifetime value of $262. We'll be selling B2C to seniors and caretakers. We've already started taking pre-orders and running beta tests by shipping the prototype to our friends and family. Eventually, we'll be shipping the prototype to senior living centers. These centers will constitute a large portion of our B2B market. We're already in very early talks with some of these partners, including AARP's Innovation Lab. Pedicure is in a growing market. Our serviceable obtainable market is valued at $146 million. This is based on our estimates from the foot care industry and our own customer discovery. Additionally, due to the fact that the world population is aging rapidly, our market will continuously grow as the world is investing much more into aging in place. Since 2018, our company has hit some great milestones. We've been recognized by the New York State Department of Health, undergone Cornell's eLab accelerator, and back when we ran our Kickstarter, we got over 200 signups in just 3 days. This year, we've been funded by the National Science Foundation, filed our 2 utility patents, and now we're beta testing with our 5th prototype. But we need your help to move forward. We're asking for $10,000, $2,000 of which will go into beta testing and $8,000 will go into our mold and tooling costs. We're seeking your help in getting our product to consumers and navigating regulations. As an early stage startup, these resources would mean a lot to our progress. We're excited for the opportunity to partner with you all at P&G Ventures and Berkeley SkyDeck. Finally, we're the dream team and we know that we're the right people to do this. Me and all my co-founders became great friends at Cornell and our nickname is J to the 5th. We're a diverse team trained in sales, finance, medicine, design, and engineering by the top firms in the world, like Google, JP Morgan, Tesla, and Lockheed Martin. But most importantly, we're doing this for our grandparents and all the elderly adults who want to regain their independence. We're Team Pedicure, and we help older adults put their best foot forward. If you have any questions, let's get in touch. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedicure. All right, next up we have Revitalize.
Thank you, Caroline. So real quick question before we get started. Does this sound familiar? It's only Tuesday and you're already absolutely exhausted. I mean, let's be real. You're starting a long and exhausting week to finish out a long and exhausting month, which sits right in the middle of what's turned into a long and exhausting 2020. And after all of this, your eyes are heavy. Sound familiar? Because I know it does for me. And we know what the problem is. According to industry trends, people want dry eye relief and added energy, yet there's nothing currently on the market. Now you might be thinking, why is that what people want? Well, we know why it's what people want. Turns out we're working way harder and way longer. Since COVID-19, we've spent our hours staring at computer screens and sales of eye drops have skyrocketed. We're forced down dozens more energy products, leading to massive growth in the energy supplement industry. But people aren't satisfied with the energy products on the market. They're searching for something better. And the proof of that comes with the explosive growth of products like caffeinated gum, which reached $100 million in only 5 years. We are revitalized, and we have the perfect two-pronged solution to address both sides of this issue, fill this hole in the market, and capitalize on this perfect opportunity. At Revitalize, we combine tried and true artificial tears with our perfect formulation for an instant and long-lasting energy effect. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. Kyle, why the eye? Well, great question. Compounds absorb through the eye extremely quickly, meaning the energy from Revitalize takes effect instantly. Now, because of ocular application, we fight tired and fatigued eyes directly. Now, the formulation for our drops uses a combination of metabolites, vasoconstrictors, anti-inflammatories, and other supplements to provide instant energy and eye moisturization. The effects of our product last longer than a cup of coffee, but less than a 5-hour product, and don't leave you with any of that caffeine crash common in other products. We're currently working with industry and medical professionals to finalize our formulation. Now, by keeping our formulation made entirely of over-the-counter and generally regarded as safe components, we do not need FDA approval. We only have to use an FDA-approved manufacturer that follows good manufacturing principles, and this is standard practice for any over-the-counter product. It's very clear that between us and the competition, we're the only solution that provides both instant energy and eye moisturization, where our competition approaches this issue from one side. But we're also different via the customers we choose to interact with, specifically the customer segments of young professionals, gamers, professional drivers, and college students. We want to reach these customer segments through a direct-to-consumer distribution channel of direct-to-consumer sales. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, why so much focus online? Well, online retailing is the fastest growing segment for eye drops in the United States, but it doesn't even encompass 1% of the total industry. We want to make sure we're creating a niche within this product space for added protection. Our product is manufactured in the US for around $1, sells for around $16, and generates a 90% profit margin. We've done extensive testing on social media, collecting thousands of leads, and we were able to receive a click-through rate 5.3 times at the industry average on our advertisements. We're currently partnered with the University of Pittsburgh's Biomaterials Lab to help finalize our formulation. We've also launched our website, connected our domain, and are beginning our advertising strategy to secure pre-orders. Now, our next steps include placing a first order from our supplier, finalizing our advertising strategy by contacting influencers, and pursuing patent protection. Now, if there's one thing we've learned is that COVID presents a lot of challenges for a lot of different startups, but COVID is perhaps our single greatest opportunity. The fact of the matter is that millions more Americans find themselves staring at screens working from home as meetings go out of the conference room and onto Zoom. Take today, for example. COVID has exploded the addressable size of our market, and millions more Americans find themselves with dry eyes and eye fatigue. Now, we knew we'd be able to find people who want this product. We already have. We have thousands of leads collected. But what we do know is that we need guidance, mentorship, and funding to create this product into a scalable business. Now, we know this is possible with the support of everybody here today. Now, even with the support from SkyDeck and the amazing entrepreneurial community surrounding it, you need a high energy team to capture this opportunity, and our team brings that. Jim Mosbell has 20 years experience with over-the-counter formulations as the CEO of Biotectics. My partner, Nick, has years of experience as an online entrepreneur, as well as a background in product management and business strategy. My background is in corporate marketing and sales. We've also had the pleasure of working with our advisors, specifically Joy Rahimi and his 21 years of online marketing experience with multiple direct-to-consumer businesses, Mary Beth Green and her experience with retail as the Chief Innovation Officer at Sheetz, and Bruce Diamond, a former Bosch and Lomb executive who worked on and promoted the premium eye drop brand Lumify. Join us in making Revitalize the highest energy startup in America. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Revitalize. And now, our final contestant. Please welcome Thermobrand.
Awesome, thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Markia Dickinson, the co-founder of Thermobrand. And I'm curious how many of you frequently feel cooler or warmer in a room than you'd like? Well, in reality, half the people on the planet actually experience a personal inferno that rages within in the form of a hot flash at some phase in their life. And we believe that ultimately you know what temperature is ideal for you, your body, your zone. We envision a world where thermal relief is accessible to all and menopause is celebrated as a natural milestone in a woman's life. And our mission is to empower women to control their thermal health and wellness naturally. So the core problem that we're addressing is the immense burden of menopausal symptoms on women. And the reality is that menopause does not only lead to just discomfort and inconvenience. Research shows that it actually impacts quality of life of 84% of women, productivity, and even economic outcomes, with an annual financial burden of over $800 million in the US alone. So although 1 in every 2 people will go through this burden at some point in their lives, there are such limited natural solutions and support for women during this journey. And many of the images here represent my co-founder's daily reality as a perimenopausal woman, often suffering in silence like many other women, which actually is the impetus for this business. The silver lining here is that the overwhelming majority of women seek a non-invasive tech solution. Introducing ThermaBand. This device is a smart personal thermostat, but it represents so much more. It's an equitable solution for women. In terms of how it works, it provides thermal relief on demand by leveraging the science of localized heating and cooling on the wrist pulse point through using the Peltier module. It triggers a mind-body response so the user actually feels more comfortable. And in addition, it provides personalized digital health data. Our comprehensive IP strategy includes several patents pending to protect the functionality, automation, and design of the device, as well as trademarks that protect our branding. So how is our device unique? Well, first, we're the only solution in this space made by women for women with our user-centered design, but we also offer a discreet, affordable, and versatile solution, which stood out as the most important features for this demographic from our consumer advisory board, and clearly reflect a competitive advantage amongst alternatives. So the device cost is $175 with a monthly subscription option to receive personalized digital health insights through the device's embedded sensors that are accessible on the mobile platform. And our unit economics are great at 65%. So a bit more about who we are and why we are the team to bring this solution to life. Our founder, Debbie, who's also my mother, is a benefits attorney and former lecturer at Wharton. As the co-founder, my experience is in consumer goods, operations, and manufacturing. And Derek is a former Apple engineer with experience working on the Apple Watch. Our advisors bring a diverse skill set and supplement our technical and medical expertise needs. So even though this is a reality that women have always faced, there are several indicators that now is the time, and this is a very ripe opportunity now. Women are seeking equitable solutions in light of many women empowerment movements and have the means to purchase as the wealthiest generation of women in US history with a combined spending power of over 19 trillion. In terms of market size, this customer segment opportunity is enormous. Women are spending an average of over $248 a year on menopausal symptoms in the US. And 47 million women globally are transitioning into menopause each year. And the market is expected to reach $3.3 billion in the next few years. So we're focused on the core market. We're focused on our core market of menopausal women with a significant opportunity to enter market adjacencies with a total addressable market of 3.5 billion broken down below. Our speed to market and traction have propelled us thus far. Over the past 10 months, we validated our product and market through focus groups and surveys. In terms of our IP strategy, we've trademarked several aspects of the branding, as I mentioned, and we're building a works like, looks like prototype that we're now testing. We need your help. This award will be integral in furthering our beta testing and our product development efforts. Areas of focus now are our digital marketing and branding in terms of distinguishing our brand as a champion in the space. So join the movement to foster a sense of unity and sisterhood amongst women facing these realities, ultimately serving as the standard of care in enhancing thermal wellness for all. Thank you.
Thank you, ThermaBand. All right, that was our 10 startups, our 10 founders looking to change the world with their ideas, energy, and enthusiasm. And next on the agenda, judges, we will convene in the specially designed Zoom room. And then we'll come back here to announce the winners. And congratulations to all you founders who pitched. Let's do a Zoom clap, which is, as we all know, sort of the strangest thing in this whole COVID thing. But thanks everybody for pitching. Sybil, anything else we need to know right now?
Nope, we'll be back at 10:15. And so if, for those of you that want to take a quick break, we'll be back online in in 10 minutes exactly. See you soon.
See you soon, everybody. Coming back. Judges are coming back from our special room, Zoom room. It kind of feels like we walked out of the room and came back, sort of. Or is that our brains playing tricks on us, thinking that Zoom is reality?
Maybe the old reality was the trick, and now this is the new truth.
I love that. It's all a giant matrix floating around. Yeah, when you see people in real life that you've seen on Zoom a whole lot, you're like, oh my God, you're so large and three-dimensional. So, all right. Do we have our judges back in the room?
I'm back, Caroline.
Hi, Julie. Julie's
And
back.
I'm back.
There's
Hey.
John. There's Alan. Okay. We've been released from the alternative reality. Okay. Well, welcome back, everybody. We have deliberated. We deliberated till the very last second because great job, everybody. Strong pitches. We really had a discussion, and we narrowed it down to a top 3, and we wanted to recognize all 3 of you. So let's start with the 3 candidates, and then I'll lead up so everybody can get excited. So in 3rd place, and very excited, please everybody, a big hand of applause for Leaf Therapeutics. Woo! There you go. We need some crowd noise, and we'll work on that. So great job, really exciting product. Keep on going, fantastic. Number 2, everybody, big round of applause for Concha Labs. Clap, clap, clap. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Great job, Amy. Keep going with your amazing product. And now, drum roll, our winner of today's P&G Ventures Challenge, Uli Care. Big round of applause. Congratulations, Uli Care. Great pitch, great product. We'd love to see the actual salamander. And really, the team was impressed with your team, the science behind this. We recognize this is an early stage. There's still more to prove, more data collect. Very common at this stage, but we really feel like you're onto something. And again, as you see, Procter & Gamble is very interested in science-backed product, and all of you came with your science, and so we're very excited to see where you go with that and bring your product to market. So thanks to everybody. Again, congratulations, all of you. All 10 of you did great. Lots of good things to say about all of you. Appreciate your coming and today and sharing your hopes and your dreams and your great products. All 10 of you who got here today were from a big old filter. So congratulations to all of you for making it this far. Give yourselves a nice shot in the arm, right, to make it here today. We're really happy to have seen all of you. Any last words from our wonderful friends at Procter & Gamble Ventures?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd just like to reiterate, I thought the pitches were all fabulous. We do a lot of this, and really, I think the quality of these pitches was very much at the top of what we see, especially, as you said, with the kind of science that backs these ideas. But also, it was really exciting to see the big pains and big problems that these startups are going after. It really gives you a lot of hope for the future when you see, really committed, talented entrepreneurs and inventors going after what are really huge problems in the world. And as several of the teams said, COVID is exacerbating so many of the problems that we all face. So I'd like to thank the teams that we saw for the hard work that they're doing for solving these problems. I'd also like to say, I think, again, this has just been a great first experiment with our partnership with Berkeley SkyDeck. So thanks a lot to the Berkeley SkyDeck team. Sybil, Caroline, it's been really, really fun working with you, and I hope this is the beginning of a great partnership going forward.
Agree. It's been a joy to work with all of you. So, well, my personal favorite thing in the world is to—
I'm going to jump in just a second.
Go ahead, Alan.
I'm going to jump in just so obviously there can only be one winner. So congrats, and we'll be in touch. Give us a couple of weeks just because of some holiday and all this stuff. A few of the others, we do want to engage in a couple of conversations, and we can give feedback and things like that. But really strong across the board. So we'll be in touch.
Yes, and as we mentioned, SkyDeck applications are open. So please look at our website to apply. Simply, anybody on your team has some connection to any of the 10 campuses. It can be a team member, it can be an advisor, just someone on your team. Or if your team is founded by people who are located outside the US, which isn't the case here, you're all US companies. But if you have a question about whether or not you can apply to SkyDeck, please let me know. Please reach out to us and we'll be happy to talk with all of you. So.
And one quick shout out, because this also could not have happened without the help of SkyDeck advisors and mentors that were a part of our selection committee. And separately, many of them also volunteered to help with pitch coaching for the finalists. So you all know who you are. Many of you are on this current Zoom call. So thank you all for your time.
All right. Great. Yes, thanks to mentors and judges and everything. All right. So have a great day. Go do great things. Innovate. And we hope to see you at another SkyDeck event soon.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Great to meet everyone.